Hey guys, how's it going? So for those who don't know me, I'm Yoko. I'm a Japanese living in Japan, and I'm also a Trump supporter, if you couldn't tell, or if you couldn't tell. I sounded so proud because I am. Today I'd like to talk about guns in the United States, but before I get to that, let me greet you real quick, because you guys have been leaving comments on my Japanese videos saying like, oh, make videos in English, or put subtitles, blah blah blah. I apologize, alright. There are two reasons why I haven't been able to make more English videos. Like, I want to make videos, but I'm just busy because one, our national election is coming up in July, which is next month, right? And the campaign period starts on the 22nd of this month, which is pretty soon. And my friend is actually a candidate from here, and so I've been helping him. You know, I've been doing all the work, a lot of work, and I don't know, it just takes away so much time because I have to Photoshop him so much to make him attractive and stuff. And not only that, but like all of this going on, like we hold events and things like that. And also two, I have my own events and I have my own projects going on, and I am studying what other conservative people here are not studying, like health and food industry and or like medical scenes and things like that. So I have a lot to tell to the Japanese people, and plus I'm telling them to study English. The an hour-long video that I made in Japanese recently, the latest one actually, is about how to study English, because the people here really need to do that, because we have this language barrier that's been protecting us, but it's actually keeping us, like, you know, away from all the things that are happening in the world, and it's actually very dangerous. So I'm like, you know what, we need to study. So yeah, I'm doing that. But anyways, yeah, so that's why I'm making Japanese videos. But after the election, things will get back to normal, and I think I can help Trump senpai better, or I'm hoping so. But anyways, so the shootings in Orlando have been on the news here as well in Japan, like on TV, and that's how I got to know. But yeah, like the both the singer one and also the terrorism in the club and stuff. So even though I am far away from America and I'm not even American, I'm feeling really, really sad and terrible, and I'd say angry, yeah. So because like I'm like, if you don't like the world that you see in your tiny little head, just freaking shoot yourself instead of others, because other people don't have the world that you see in their head. It's only in your head, and if you don't like it, just end it. That's how I think. But anyway, so those who were affected don't deserve it, right? And I'm hoping that the lost ones will rest in peace, and also I'm praying for the affected people and the families. I am truly sorry to hear everything that's been happening, especially in Florida recently. Part of me is a little relieved or glad or something like that though, because I see the patriots in the United States are fighting against terrorism. You guys are facing the enemies, you know, you are also uniting and staying strong, and I just wanted you guys to know that the rest of the world is witnessing that. We're witnessing your national mentality, like how to fight, how to protect your own nation, and how it's important to stand up against any kinds of fears. Even though the situation is unfortunate, it is fortunate that I think that you guys are the way you are. And still though, when a mass shooting happens and innocent people get killed, there are always some people that react negatively against, not against criminals or terrorists, but against the weapons, such as guns in this case. With that logic, let's think of a suicide bomb case, for example. Let's say a suicide bomb was caused and a lot of people got affected, and who or what do you blame? The bomber or the terrorist, right? Like, do people go against bombs and be like, oh, bombs are bad, let's prohibit bombs? That's what I've been seeing with the controversy over guns, and it's just ridiculous to me. There are some people that are complaining or feeling anxious about how anyone can purchase guns in the United States, but the very people, I mean, don't get me wrong, I think that it's natural for people to feel, you know, anxious and stuff, but like the very people that are complaining or feeling anxious are actually protected by guns every freaking day. Don't you think? Like by the police or the common sense that you're supposed to have your protection at home. It's protecting you every day. Not only that, they're protected by the military weapons. Like so many of those, including the nuclear weapons that President Obama wants to abolish. He wants to abolish your weapon, like the weapon that is your protection. Like it's not only the protection for you guys, it's a protection for us too, Japan, like Japanese people. Because we don't have the military, we have self-defense force, but it's not military, and we are uniting with the US military, plus we are under the nuclear weapon of the United States, and that's how we are safe. And President Obama wants to abolish that. Part of me is like, what is he trying to do? Like, what is he doing? But then I know the answer. So yeah, here's what I, a Japanese, think that American people should do. Get rid of the guns of terrorists first. Get rid of the weapons of the terrorists first, so that the American citizens don't have to protect themselves, right? Or don't get rid of the effective protection that American citizens have right now. Like if you do, prepare some alternative for that. Like you can't just deprive what's effective as a protection and expect the citizen to be fine, because unless you freaking capture those terrorists or whoever that commit crimes, then the people are in danger, always. So you need to let them protect themselves, and if they like guns, then let them have guns. If not, if you think that's too dangerous, then think of something else, right? Citizens being vulnerable is the very thing that terrorists, intruders, all kinds of criminals want. So my suggestion would be, ask President Obama to stop using security guards and be vulnerable, right? Or stop using guns, because yeah, that's when he will finally have the right to insist what he's saying, right? In my opinion, anyway. I don't know, to me it's not fair. Like, he's protected, right? Did you see the thick door of his car when he came here? He didn't even use the cars from here. He brought the cars with him, I believe, and the door is really, really thick. And he uses all this protection, and so the citizens should have that too, right? My point is that he should prove what he says is true, right? So yeah, I know that mass shooting news like this can be very shocking, like so shocking that it's easy for people to be distracted to the negative side of guns, but people are easily driven and be blind on the positive side of guns, I think. I'm a Japanese in Japan, but even I know how effective guns are, like, because I see all the news in the United States. I've read many cases of wives at home shooting the intruders to death in order to protect their children or husband. When an intruder comes to you, like come inside of your house, you have the option of choosing the life of you and your family or the intruder's life. It's really like you or him that dies, so which one would you choose, right? So I'm like, fight for yourself or for your family. And this year I even saw the news of this 80 years old female shooting the intruder to death that stopped her husband. And would you think that she's crazy? I don't think so. Like, it was a complete self-defense. If you look at the nature even, like, let's look at our body, right? Even your body fights all the time. If you're human, I'm pretty sure that you've caught a cold, right? So when you catch a cold or a flu, what happens? You get a fever and your nose starts running and all the nasty things start to happen. But why is that though? That is because your body is fighting against the bad bacteria that comes into your body in order to take over you. Your immune system is killing the bacteria, trying to kill them to protect you. So is fighting or fighting back really bad as people think? Or to have the weapons inside your body or just in your hands, is that really bad? Like, self-defense is important because you have to protect yourself by yourself. And again, it's about your life or their life. So now let me talk about my country, Japan, for a little bit. For the most part, owning guns in Japan is prohibited, except for hunting and other special occasions, or like certificated people like the police and stuff. And we can't even carry knives. It's illegal. Still, people get killed all the time. I mean, don't get me wrong, like the crime rate here is pretty low compared to other countries, obviously. But it might be boosted a little bit when, you know, Chinese or Korean people get naturalized and stuff. You never know, like Asian people look pretty much the same, so I mean I can tell the difference but others can't, so just saying. But anyways, so what I want you to think is that our crime rate is low. But why is that? That is not because of laws, but that is because our culture, our education of morality, together with some religious aspect. So in the United States, I suggest that you should not go too much for diversity. Like, diversity creates good competitions and bad competitions. It can be dangerous, so always stick to the constitution or any forms of national polity. As a nation, you need an order which everyone agrees to, and I'm seeing it that in the United States it's falling apart a little bit. And there comes the savior, Donald Trump. So Japan is a unique country. Like, we have a lot of different ideas, but it works out here because what we have is the religion called Shinto. It's funny though, like GHQ thought that Shinto is very dangerous and that's why they had to ban the religion right after the war. But the idea of the religion Shinto is that a spirit lives in every single thing that exists. And there are countless number of kami-sama, meaning something like God, in Japan. And the Japanese people are the offspring of kami-sama according to Kojiki, which is like our Bible. And how dangerous is that? We appreciate everything and everyone around us. That is because they are all sacred to us. And that's why we treat everything and everyone nice, with respect. So with that idea, we welcome everything pretty much. Like, there are several Japanese Christians that are politically conservative, like they are our opinion leaders. And there are also a lot of Buddhists, and I'm pretty sure that there are many other like different kinds of people here. But the thing is that everyone agrees, you know, to how things are here, like including the emperor family. And there are people who don't agree to how things are here, but still they're kind of harmless, so we don't really care. Like, we're just happy here, you know, and we're not gonna change what works. The only type of people who want to seriously change the system here is the type of people who want equality in everything, meaning socialists and communists. But anyway, so back to the topic that I was talking about. So people get killed still, right? But we don't have guns. So what happens? Criminals use knives and slash others, or they run over somebody by car, or they choke with a rope, or they put some sleeping pills in the alcohol or some kind of drink and commit crimes during the time that the person is sleeping, or just use random heavy objects and hit somebody with it in an old-fashioned way, and all the kinds of crazy things. Sometimes they use like, there are many ways, but the real bad people though, somehow they're bad people. They somehow have the connection with all the other bad people, and they somehow get guns anyway. So the worst case that American people need to think though is when they use chemicals instead of guns, Like when I was in elementary school, this crazy cult group called Omushinikyo spread this gas chemical called sarin in subway. Just look up Matsumoto incident or Tokyo subway sarin attack. Hundreds of people were affected and 8 people died, and it happened in subway. It's not guns, but it still did the same or even worse effects, and yeah, that was terrorism too. The cult group also went for the election, like national election, and there were some candidates from that group. And they also made this stupid song and kept singing during the campaign and stuff, and the little children like myself and others like my friends were singing. I wasn't singing, but my friends were singing those, and it was, now I look back and it's really sickening. So my point is, terrorism does happen even without guns. And recently there was this one case when this old man poured like gasoline or something over his body and lit himself on fire inside of the bullet train. Like, crazy people do crazy things, and there's no way that you can foresee those crazy things, right? So the smartest move that you can take, I think, is to be prepared for any kinds of incidents. Meaning that you are armed, you have weapons, you have shields, everything like that. Also in Japan, there was a case of a guy who created a gun using 3D printer. And you can even build guns if you really wanted to, and if you couldn't buy one. Like, all the mechanism is out there on the internet, so you just have to Google and also get some help from people for the components and stuff. I think. I'm not encouraging, I'm just telling the truth, like how things are. And we already know the invention of guns, so we can't erase our memory, you know? Meaning that there will be always some kind of weapons, including handmade guns. So I think that what I'm trying to say can be summarized as that those who are wanting to make the gun laws more strict underestimate the criminals or terrorists who are determined to kill people. Like, they will do whatever it takes to kill others. So you have to do whatever it takes to protect yourself, right? So the idea of deterrent is very important, I think. And yeah, so that's all I have to say for now, I think. I mean, I could ramble, really. Maybe I should do a live stream, I don't know. But I just wanted to focus on the guns. And of course, I couldn't cover the Muslim and LGBT stuff, but maybe I'll just make a separate video. I hope that this fed your thoughts. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Please be safe. I'm really worried, but you guys are American, so I'm just hoping that there won't be any more victims, you know. Anyway, the next video, by the way, will be in Japanese. I interviewed 2 people. One of them is the former National Diet member who is very famous because he called the teacher union is the cancer of the education in Japan, which is true because of all the communists and stuff. Because of his comment, he had to resign from, not from like the politician, but the job that he had to let go of that or something like that. And also the other guy is my friend who is a candidate now. Okay, anyway, so thank you so much, guys, for watching, and I will talk to you guys later. Be safe, all right? Okay, bye.